Chapter 10. Lana eagerly assists Adelmo in sorting through the books, carefully placing each one in its designated spot. As she handles the books, she can't help but notice a recurring theme: witchcraft. It strikes her as peculiar, considering that Adelmo's cousin had recently started sending more books their way. Curiosity getting the better of her, Lana decides to inquire about this sudden influx of witchcraft-related orders. With a hint of intrigue in her voice, Lana asks Adelmo, "Have we been receiving an unusually high number of orders for books on witchcraft?" Adelmo, taken aback by the question, responds, "Yes, someone did inquire about those books yesterday, but unfortunately, we didn't have a wide variety to offer." Lana nods, absorbing the information. "Ah, I see. I was just curious. The last time we received such a large shipment of books centered around a specific topic, it turned out to be your cousin's doing," she recalls. Adelmo, realizing his mistake, quickly admits, "Oh yeah, my apologies. It was actually me who placed the order this time." Lana proceeds to meticulously arrange the remaining books, examining each one as she goes. Among the titles, her eyes land on a particularly intriguing one: Witchcraft Pregnancy. The title alone piques her interest, leaving her perplexed yet fascinated. After carefully organizing the books, Lana moves on to the next stack, but as she picks them up, a peculiar scent wafts through the air, capturing her attention. As her complexion pales and her stomach churns, she hastily clasps a hand over her mouth before bolting towards the restroom. Once inside, she succumbs to the urge to vomit, her body racked with involuntary heaves. Adelmo, observing her distress, remains nearby, his concern evident in his furrowed brow as she continues to retch into the toilet. Meanwhile, a woman enters the store, her footsteps echoing softly against the floor as she browses through the aisles in search of books. Catching a faint sound emanating from the restroom, she recognizes the telltale signs of someone vomiting. Unfazed, she continues her search, having grown accustomed to such occurrences after raising children of her own. Lana emerges from the back room, catching the woman's eye as she reorganizes a stack of books before proceeding to return them to their designated shelves. Lana's face betrays no hint of the earlier discomfort as she efficiently carries out her tasks, her movements fluid and purposeful. The woman, having finished her browsing, approaches Lana to inquire about a particular book she is seeking. Obligingly, Lana assists her in locating the desired title, exchanging pleasantries with the customer before returning to her duties. The store gradually returns to its usual calm ambience, with the incident of illness quickly fading into the background as the day carries on. As the woman strolled through the bookstore, her eyes caught sight of Lana arranging a stack of books. Assuming Lana was deciding which one to purchase, the woman couldn't help but notice that all the books were related to pregnancies. With a smile, she casually remarked to Lana, "Hopefully, you'll be one of the lucky ones. So, morning sickness won't bother you for too long during your pregnancy." Lana, looking puzzled, quickly responded, "Huh? I'm not pregnant." The woman's cheeks flushed with embarrassment as she realized her mistake. She explained, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I overheard you in the restroom and saw the books in your hands, so I jumped to conclusions." Lana, understanding the mix-up, reassured her, "It's okay. Don't worry about it." Glancing down at the books in her hands, Lana couldn't help but notice that they were all centered around pregnancy. She chuckled softly and remarked, "Well, that explains it. Quite a collection of pregnancy books here." After putting the books back in their place, Lana made her way back to Adelmo and inquired about the sudden interest in pregnancy books. To her surprise, Adelmo confirmed that there had been a significant number of customers looking for similar books. Just then, the woman approached the register with a couple of books in hand, where Lana and Adelmo were engaged in conversation. It seemed that the topic of pregnancies had inadvertently sparked curiosity among the store's patrons, leading to an unexpected trend in book sales. Lana was going about her day when suddenly a strong scent hit her nose, causing her stomach to churn uncomfortably. She couldn't bear the smell and immediately rushed off to the nearest restroom, desperately trying to escape the nauseating perfume. As she tried to compose herself, a random lady approached her and casually mentioned, "I'm assuming she's getting sick by scents, am I right?" Adelmo nodded in agreement and replied, "Yes, actually she has been feeling this way for a while now." The lady, drawing from her own personal experiences, confidently stated, "From what I've observed, she might be pregnant." Adelmo's mind raced with thoughts, wondering if there could be any truth to the lady's words. He pondered silently. Could she be right? Breaking the silence, Adelmo finally spoke up. "Well, we've been assuming it might be the flu, but thanks for sharing your insight. I'll definitely let her know when she comes out." The lady, as she paid for her books, responded with a hint of intrigue. I guess that is a possibility. Just don't dismiss what I said too quickly." Adelmo handed her the change and politely said, "Thank you again, and have a nice day." The lady smiled appreciatively and replied, "Thank you, and you do the same." As the lady exited the store, Lana emerged from the restroom shortly after. Adelmo caught sight of Lana and made his way towards her, wrapping his arms around her in a comforting gesture. Concerned for her well-being, he gently inquired, "How are you feeling?" Lana's response was a slight improvement in her condition, as she replied, "I am feeling a little better, thank you." Adelmo, wanting to address the earlier encounter, spoke up, "You know, that lady mentioned something about you possibly being pregnant." Lana explained that the lady had mistaken her for being pregnant when she was actually just organizing some books. The lady had assumed they were Lana's belongings, leading to the misunderstanding. Adelmo shared another piece of information he had gathered from the lady, saying, "She also mentioned that you felt sick due to a particular scent, which made her consider the possibility of pregnancy. I'm not saying you are, but it might be worth keeping an open mind." Lana acknowledged his words, stating that they had both concluded it was just a flu. Adelmo reassured her, "I told her the same thing, but she advised us not to dismiss the idea too quickly." Lana simply replied, "All right," indicating her willingness to consider the possibility without jumping to conclusions.